Ever wish you could learn something new and actually remember it? Or like tap into your creativity sort of like on demand?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to be looking at today.
Right.
Like what if you could train your brain to learn more effectively?
Yeah.
So today we're taking a deep dive into some techniques that might help you do just that.
Okay.
We're going to be exploring the work of Jose Silva.
Okay.
He was a pioneer in exploring the potential of the mind.
Yeah. Silva's work is fascinating.
Yeah.
It kind of sits at this intersection of psychology, self-help,
Yeah.
and what some people might call the inner frontier of human potential.
Right. And we've got his book, The Silva Mind Control Method, and just like a stack of articles exploring his techniques, especially around visualization.
No, that's a great place to start.
Because Silva believed that we're already visualizing all the time.
Really?
Whether we realize it or not.
Huh.
Yeah.
So every time that I'm trying to remember where I left my keys, and I'm like mentally picturing myself backtracking through my day,
Right.
that's visualization at work.
Exactly. Silva's method is about harnessing that natural ability, making it more deliberate and strategic.
Okay, so how do we go from like absent-mindedly picturing our keys to like unlocking some next level brain power?
Right.
Because Silva talks about tapping into specific brainwave states to really make this work right.
Yes, and this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
You see, our brains generate these electrical impulses called brainwaves, and they change frequencies depending on what we're doing.
Okay.
So you've probably heard of alpha waves.
That relaxed state you get from meditation.
Yeah.
Or beta waves when you're laser focused.
Like different gears in your brain.
Exactly.
Okay.
Silva believed that most of us, when we're going about our day, are operating at this frequency of about 20 cycles per second, which he called the average brain frequency. And it's from this state that he suggests practicing visualization.
So it's not just about closing your eyes and picturing something. There's more to it than that.
There is.
Okay.
It's about getting your mind into the right gear, so to speak, for visualization to be most effective.
Now, Silva connects this idea of visualization at a specific brainwave state to boosting all sorts of mental skills.
Yeah.
Not just memory, but also imagination, intuition, even something that he called clairvoyance, which sounds pretty out there.
It does sound a bit like something out of a science fiction novel, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But in the context of Silva's work, it's more about tapping into a deeper well of intuition and insight.
So how do we tap into that deeper well?
Yeah.
Is it just a matter of like concentrating harder?
Well, it's more about shifting your brainwave state to a slower rhythm, around 10 cycles per second. Silva described this as a kind of threshold, where the right hemisphere of the brain, often associated with creativity and intuition, becomes more accessible.
But shifting from thinking logically to tapping into something more imaginative and insightful.
Precisely.
Okay.
And in this state, Silva believed we could achieve some remarkable things.
Really?
He even suggested that inventions weren't necessarily original ideas.
What? But rather discoveries of things that already exist in other dimensions or on other planets.
Okay.
Just waiting to be accessed through this deeper state of awareness.
Now that sounds like we're venturing into the realm of science fiction.
Right.
While I'm all for exploring the fringes of human potential, are we really talking about interdimensional inventions here?
It's definitely a thought-provoking concept.
Okay.
And while there's no scientific evidence to suggest that inventions are beamed to us from other dimensions, what's likely happening is that this deep state of focus allows the brain to make new connections, to see patterns and possibilities that our usual everyday thinking might miss.
So it's less about pulling fully formed inventions from thin air and more about tapping into our own innate creative potential.
Exactly.
Think of it like this. Our brains are constantly taking in information, making connections and storing away potential ideas.
Okay.
This deeper state of focus, as Silva saw it, could be the key to unlocking that storehouse of creativity and allowing those ideas to surface in new and unexpected ways.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
And it actually reminds me of something else Silva talked about.
Yeah.
This really specific technique for enhancing memory called the 3 fingers technique.
Yeah.
It seemed almost too simple to be true.
Right.
You basically just touch your thumb to your index and middle fingers.
You've got it. It sounds deceptively simple.
Yeah.
But it's actually grounded in some well-established principles of memory.
Okay.
You see, by creating this distinct physical gesture, and associating it with a particular piece of information, you're essentially giving your brain a powerful retrieval cue.
So it's almost like anchoring that information to a specific physical sensation.
Right.
And Silva suggested using this technique for all sorts of things.
Yeah.
From studying for exams to remembering names and faces, even for like overcoming distractions.
Absolutely. Think about it. If you're trying to focus on a task and you feel your mind starting to wander, making that 3-finger gesture could be a way to gently guide your attention back to the present moment. It's like setting off a little alarm bell in your mind that says focus.
I love that. It's such a simple, practical tool.
Right.
And I think what's so compelling about Silva's work is this idea that we have more control over our minds than we often realize. That we're not just passive recipients of information, but like active participants in shaping our own mental landscape.
Exactly. And that's what makes these techniques so empowering.
Right.
Whether you're talking about visualization, tapping into different brainwave states, or even just using a simple physical cue like the 3 fingers technique, it's all about harnessing the incredible power of your mind to learn, grow, and create.
It definitely makes you wonder what else we might be capable of if we could just tap into those hidden reserves of potential.
Right. What if we've only just scratched the surface of what's possible? That's a question worth pondering.
It certainly is. Well, listeners, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the basics of visualization to the intriguing idea of discovering inventions, and even a simple yet powerful memory technique. If you're feeling inspired to explore Silva's work further, we highly recommend checking out his book, The Silva Mind Control Method, which we've linked in the show notes. And as always, we'd love to hear about your own experiences.
Absolutely.
Have you tried any of these techniques? What insights have you uncovered on your own journey of self-discovery? Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep unlocking the incredible potential of